Hi, this is Jacqueline here with the Grow Program. Hello, kings and queens. Um, on spirits, I don't want you to ever think that African spirituality it has nothing to do with anything evil and anything. I'm telling you, it is pure. It is. It's pure. It's not ominous. It's not witchcraft. It's none of that. It's meditating in your mind. And actually, to be honest with you, my daughter had brought the idea because, we're in a haunted house and the spirits were dealing with her as well upstairs. And, but she came to me and said, Mom, do you know if you ask, believe, and receive, it's kind of the same thing. It's meditating to the ancestors. Ask, believe, and receive. You think in your mind. Like I told you with those license plates. When I got that truck, I wanted personalized license plates, but I never said anything to my husband. I didn't mention it to him or the dealer. I just thought it in my mind that I'd like to have personalized license plates. And they came. They couldn't have been more personalized if I had done it myself. They were perfect. Anything that I meditate on, I wanted another ring and I got another ring, but see, the thing of it is, you have to be on this journey and your heart has to become pure and forgiving. And, truth got to come out, it's got to be revealed. You can't live a lie is what I'm saying. Now, it's things that, what I'm saying with a pure heart. You can't just reveal everything to people about yourself. That when I say truth reveal to the Lord. Meditate it to God. Lord, cleanse me, help me. That's what I'm saying. You meditate it to the spirits. Meditate it to the God. To God. And your situation. Instead of running to folks and calling so-and-so about your problems, meditate to God and work out a solution. And you going to come up with the answer. Because see, after you get done telling everybody, you got to come up with the answer anyway. So why go tell people your business where they can run it all over town and then bring it back to you a different way? That's dragging your name through the mud. And you don't want to be no more part of that chaos, negativity, and drama. And I want to talk to you about the spirits at the house. Just demonic, demonic, manifesting themselves in front of me, right in front of me and my children. They seen them too. And yesterday, I'm telling you, my daughter is in tune to these spirits too. She's 16, and there's one here where we are, but this one is not demonic. And I asked her about how she felt about this spirit in here, and she told me the exact same feeling that I had been feeling. I asked her, did she feel a presence in here? And she told me yes, and exactly what he does. He walks around and watches you. He a tall Caucasian man, and he got long brown hair. And, he's standing over here now, walking around as I'm talking to you now, he in here. And I don't know what he want, but, I've asked him not to watch me because that's what he does. He just watches. And I've asked him not to watch me and to go on, but he's not demonic. He's not evil. He does little things and I just ignore it. There used to be a time where something happened, man, my whole body would jump, my heart would just jump up in my throat. I'd be so terrified. And she told me not to be scared. And that was that day that I ran up out of there, and things used to happen all the time. The TV would come on by itself down in the family room, and when it would come on, it come on loud. But I go back there. By the time I get back there, it's sleep. Now when you got a smart TV, you got to unsleep it. Then you got to go to an app. Now that TV wasn't supposed to come on loud like that. And so I just started unplugging, there you go. And that stopped that. So what we have to do, people, we have to walk in power. No matter what situation, no matter what we going through, just like we deal with these tormented souls around us, that this evil is trying to permeate us, we cannot allow this to happen. We have to walk in power. We have to let the Lord work our situation. Now we have to step back and allow God to work it out, because that's what happened with me over there. I had to step back and allow the good to overcome the evil. Because see, the evil was trying to permeate me and take over me and have me turn my back on the growth program. And I wasn't having that. I would never turn my back on God. Ever. And so when I stated that in front of that spirit, that I'm not afraid of you. No, I am not going to turn my back on the growth program. I am not going to turn my back on God. I'm not here to serve you. I'm here to serve the Lord. I didn't come here with nobody but God. When we came in this earth, we didn't come in here with substances. We came here with God on our heart with love. But we have replaced the love and put hatred and unforgiveness and evilness and conniving and corruption, against our brothers and sisters. Instead of reaching out a hand, we reach out a fist. We ain't trying to help nobody. We ain't trying to see. I heard somebody say they ain't trying to do nothing. They don't want nothing. I ain't trying to be no part of that. Well, then you part of the problem. You ain't trying to help. You ain't trying to reach out a hand. You trying to reach out a fist. You drive right past where they painting and trying to build up the community. You don't want no part of that. You want to be negative and stay over here with the evil that want to tear down the community. You are part of the problem. And we need to be part of the solution, people. It's time to be part of the solution. It's time to get on something positive. Instead of calling and talking about Pookie and them, why don't we figure out how we gonna help Pookie and them? All Pookie need is a job, and then Pookie can get off drugs. So maybe we can go run Pookie around and help Pookie find him a job and give Pookie a couple weeks bus tickets or something where he can get to work. See, we normally would get that to the pastor. See, but the pastor, as you can see, he all right. So we need to start helping out one another in the community. Where you see a need, start helping. Start paying it forward. Just start, and at the same time, don't forget about you. Start, because sometimes you got to be your own hero. I already told you that. Don't answer the phone till the money gone. Put your money away. Start building up for yourself. Start building up for you and your future generation. So one day you will be an ancestor, to yours. Because I'm telling you something, we got to get it right, people, because one day it's checkout time and we got to go. So we got to get it right. You stick your head in the sand all you want and believe what Christianity say, but one day we got to check out. As you noticing, people are leaving here. And when they leave here, they got to go to the spirit world where they got to give an account for their actions. It ain't no different department where this Protestant gonna go, the Jewish gonna go over here, Christian, you go over there, Buddhist, you go right there. No, it's none of that. It's you are judged by your heart. You need to come up out of this religion, out of these holidays of this country, this foolishness, this 4th of July foolishness. None of this ain't got nothing to do with us. We over here under this oppression, in these, caught up in this Christmas foolishness, these holidays and all this mess. This is of this country. We were brought over here and we adapted the traditions and customs of this country when our ancestors got over here. So, we just got caught up in all this other mess, now here come Black History Month, and Black history is for us every day. It ain't a month, it's every day. We live Black history. We are Black history. When we look in the mirror, we Black history. You look like your mom and your grandma and your daddy, your grandpa. You Black, that's Black history. We are Black history. So, and you need to come up out of this ancestry stuff. Get you some photo albums and some notebooks and start writing some stuff down. That's ancestry. You know, our ancestry only come to West Virginia. That's as far as it go. I can tell you that much, you know. And then you crisscross all over everywhere. Some everywhere. So your bloodline just everywhere. You know, just put that down everywhere. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom, people, through wisdom. That's through your mind. Mind over anything. You can get over anything. You can accomplish anything. It's within you. You know, all you got to have is a forgiving heart. Start forgiving. Start getting over some stuff. Let go of that grudge. Forget that money. She must need it more than you do. You know, just get over it. You know, you need to move past. It's time to move forward. It's time to look to the light. You know, you got all this oppression all around you. Look to the light. Hold on to me. You know, I'm going to keep growing. You know, because I ain't going to stop. I ain't going to stop and see what Jerry Springer talking about. I ain't got time for Steve Wilkos. I ain't got time for TikTok. I ain't got time for have-nots and all this other young the rest, all that other foolishness. See, you just keep on holding on to me. As long as you keep holding on to me, we gonna keep growing. You know, because all the other evil gonna keep on doing. But in the meantime, the good is quietly working, quietly rising, quietly building. See, that's what they did with me. You know, the evil was working, doing all kind of stuff in the house, running the water all down the wall, sliding the mop down the wall. You know, throwing stuff. You know, messing with the dog. You know, doing all kind of different things. But the good was quietly working, quietly rising, quietly building with me, within me, to bring up the growth program for us. So here we are. Greatness reached over oppression through will. We're going to keep on growing. We're going to keep on rising. We're going to keep on pulling. We're going to keep on going. You know, we keep on this underground railroad. You know, choo-choo. Keep on. We're going to keep on going. People, midnight train. We own it. We own it. We growing. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. God bless you. I love you, people. Keep on. Let's grow. All over the world.